بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على نبينا Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Habitatullah, as a reminder to myself and my brothers and sisters, comes a beautiful narration of how the Salaf Salih, Ridwanullahi alayhim, how they were with regards to narrations of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because at times, because we make mistakes, we forget, we're not free from mistakes. All of us make mistakes, and sometimes we make mistakes in narrating from the Prophet, or we may misquote wording. So it's a good caution for us, and to realize that also we're not infallible, and we will do that. The scholars make mistakes in quoting. So it's very important that we strive to be as haris as possible, so as not to tell a lie on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which I don't believe the scholars of Islam strive to be of those who delve into that endeavor, meaning of lying on the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because we know it's a severe sin. So we have to be cautious in our narration. This is an example of how the Salaf Salih were, Ridwanullahi alayhim, and this is from Abu Umar al-Shaybani. He reports, I would sit with Ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala an a whole year without him saying Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said. When he did actually say Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, he would tremble and add or something similar to this, or words to that effect. And Imam al-Dhahabi reported this. Imam al-Dhahabi, he also made a ta'liq or a commentary. He commented, he said, Ibn Mas'ud was one of those who were very careful. He was one of those who was very careful and conscientious in the delivery of narrations, and he was very strict in reporting. He used to reprimand his students for any negligence in precisely narrating the wordings of narration. So, ahabatifillah, we learn a lot of benefits from that. We learn the importance of striving to memorize correctly and having dhabt in our memorization, to be precise. But since we are not precise, at least if you are quoting or you are paraphrasing, try to acknowledge that you're paraphrasing, that there's a hadith similar to this, or a hadith that has this meaning. Of course, there's a different level of knowledge, and there's a different level of respect that we have for the one who is memorized and the one who has strength in their memorization, especially if they're a person of scholarship, from the ulama or from the tulab al-ilm. And so it's very important to strive our best to have dhabt, but also remembering that we forget. And so if we are not sure of a narration, meaning we don't make those mistakes intentionally, but if we're not sure of a narration, then we can say, O kama qil, or as is mentioned on the Prophet ﷺ, or mithla hada, that the Prophet ﷺ said something similar to this, or bi ma'na, or with this meaning. So it's very important to understand this and strive to have the dhabt, and also strive not to be so harsh on the people if they make a mistake, but rather correct them. Because as long as someone is not quoting fabricated narrations and they're aware of those narrations being fabricated, or they're telling a lie on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, regardless, we all need to be corrected in those affairs. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.